start recording here. And that way, once I record, this will be available to you on a few different platforms. So I will have it posted on our Facebook group page. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and we will also have it available on our LinkedIn channel. So a few different areas that you can catch it from there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, welcome. If you are just joining us, my name is Angelique Golding. I'm the Director of Business Development at Fodify, and I've had the pleasure of working with the Scentsy teams for over 3 years now. And I'm not just saying this, but I love you guys. I love Scentsy. Working with our home office team has been really great. And we just get so excited about creating new content for you guys and collaborating with you all. So I hope that you all will have a good time during this webinar. I really encourage you to ask questions. So no questions are silly. I want to make sure that you are getting everything out of this so that you can market your Scentsy business to the best of your ability and learn something along the way. So if you're joining us for tonight's webinar, our webinar tonight is all about creating content and creating content calendars. So as somebody that has worked in marketing for a good bit of time, a good 10 years of my career now, I can understand that even 10 years in, I still struggle sometimes with what to post and strategy for, weekly content. But I have found ways to really make the process simple, take the thinking out of it, take the stress out of knowing what to create by simply having a strategy and a plan for the month. So I'm going to share a bit of my expertise and things that I've learned along the way that I hope will help you all as you build your content calendars and ultimately build your business with Scentsy. So some of the questions that I want to make sure are covered off to get started with is that this will be recorded. We will have this available to rewatch at the end. And Fodify, and this is a little bit of a teaser for you guys. We are a mobile-only platform currently, but we will have a desktop version available by the end of the year. So just to back up there and give you guys a sense of why we're mobile only, we were created for folks that are on the go. A big part of our business model has been serving real estate agents and direct selling consultants that may or may not have marketing as, maybe it's their second job, maybe it's something that they do, in their off time while they're focused on selling. So we really wanted to create an experience that made it easy to create content while on the go. So wanting to really have content that's easy to use, easy to customize, easy to localize. And we wanted to make sure that we reduce the friction of having to have multiple apps that you use when creating content or having to share between different devices, desktop to mobile, and so on and therefore. So we wanted to create one comprehensive mobile solution that really made it easy for folks to create on the go, whether you're in line at the coffee shop, or perhaps, you're just, you get a few minutes of time to be able to create content for your community. So if you are new to Scentsy and you are new to Fodify, welcome again. I'm going to post the link to our registration page into the chat section again. And what we have here is essentially, this will give you a bit more about what the program is, what it entails. We have an exclusive partnership with the Scentsy home office teams. And what we love about this is that all of the Scentsy branded content is available for you here. So outside of having to, access this anywhere else, our team creates 100% of the templates that are available to you. We love that process because our Scentsy plus Fodify Facebook group also gives us a really great collaborative tool, and you guys provide great feedback on the type of content that you're looking for. So Fodify is one of the only platforms that you're going to find that Scentsy branded content, your product images, templates, and of course, those licensed images. So when we switch over to the app, I'll be sure to give you a quick run through of where that content is available. Now, we're going to switch over to the fun stuff and talk about content calendars. So this is our fun that we're going to be diving into today. I want to make sure that everyone is able to see my screen okay. If you can just give me a little heads up in the chat section, that'd be great. So I know that everyone is seeing this. All good. I love it. I love it. All good. All right. So if you're here, hopefully you have some sort of social media at this point. You know, I'm one of those people where I've had taken the time to find where my audience mainly is. And for me, that has been Instagram. So I have cultivated my largest community on Instagram. I'm a photographer. I love creating content. I love creating image-based content. So Instagram has really been a great platform for me in that capacity. But depending on you and how you know your audience best, that's always a great way to focus your content and the platforms that you want to market to. Now, I also say that because it's not always a one size fits all. And what that means is not only quite literally does content that fits on Facebook or LinkedIn perhaps not fit the dimensions of your Instagram stories or your email blast or text messages, but it also depends on where your audience is and where you have the best opportunity to nurture them. So what I've compiled here today is based on the idea of where I want to nurture my audience, where I really spend my most time engaging with my community. And I do know that for the direct selling, a lot of times it is that one-to-one communication. But on a weekly basis, I found even 10 years into my career, if I don't have a succinct strategy for the month, you know, thinking about content on the fly isn't always the easiest. And I say that because there are opportunities where it's really great to be reactive and find opportunities to join the conversations in a relevant manner. But on a day-to-day basis, you always want to have a plan, or in the very least, a guide. And so the content creation calendar that I'm sharing with you guys today is based on a few aspects of how we construct daily content, as well as some of those fun, holidays that are out there, as well as, of course, national holidays too. So the purpose of this is to give you guys an idea of how I construct our content calendars, the type of content that I look for that is relevant on a daily or weekly basis, and also leaving room for where there's opportunity to be reactionary to what's happening in the world that might make sense. And when I say reactionary, for instance, yesterday was Star Wars Day. And I know that Scentsy has a partnership with Star Wars. So it's a great time to jump on that day and say, may the 4th be with you, and post about the awesome Scentsy partnership and with that licensed content. But how I typically break down the week is, and by any means, this is simply a guide. I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to see how content calendars can be constructed, but this is more so the guide and inspiration to help you all decide what fits best with your audience. So on a weekly basis, I break it down by day. So on Mondays, Motivation Monday. So Motivation Monday, on those days, I typically think about what type of quote would I want to post as a graphic. Now that can be anything from nurturing your downline communities, nurturing and boasting about your downline consultants, or just what is something that really gives some pep in your step. Everyone kind of gets a case of the Mondays sometimes. So having those inspirational quotes and having fun ideas that really get the week started off on a good foot, I've found for my audience has always worked well. Now, tips for Tuesday. I love tips for Tuesday, especially when working with a product-based company, because there's a lot of things that you can do when it comes to tips. So with your products, what are some of the ways that you use them? Or even when it comes to, I saw one of our Scentsy consultants that uses Fodify. She talks about how to clean warmers and some of the best ways that she's found to clean her warmers. So what a great idea. And a lot of times we don't even think that the things that we do on a daily basis can all be used as content. It gives people that behind the scenes look and helps them engage with and interact with not only your content, but ultimately your products as well. Another suggestion I might have for Tip Tuesday Because many of our consultants work with downline consultants and you are working on building your teams, it's also a great day to share what you do to promote your business. So many of our Scentsy consultants also have Facebook group posts, or Facebook group pages. So what's nice about those is that you can cultivate that experience with people that you know are interested in your product, rather than that wide net of a Facebook business page. You are solely inviting people to your group page that are interested in both you, your product, and your content. So that way, if on Tips Tuesday, it might make more sense that you provide a marketing tip. So maybe your marketing tip for Tuesday is creating content calendars. It's a great day and a great way to think about what to post on Tuesdays. Wednesday, I like to throw some wisdom out there. So Scentsy, and again, you might think I'm just saying this because we work with them, but they're an amazing company that does a lot of amazing things. Just last week, they had a pay it forward, I think it was pay it forward Tuesday or pay it forward day. So Wednesday Wisdom is a great time to think about boasting about things that people might not know about your products or the company that you represent. So Wednesday, for instance, I would take the copy and the content about Scentsy's Pay It Forward Day, and I would post it to my audience, letting them know more about what Scentsy is, who they're all about, and the type of company that they can ensure that they're aligning themselves with when they purchase my product or they work with my team. Thursdays, always a Throwback Thursday. Got to be honest, those are so fun, and it's really exciting to kind of go back into the archives and see where you were on way back in the day. That can be anything from making it personal, where you're sharing a photo of yourself as a kid with a fun story about how it relates to you building your own business today. Throwback Thursday could be, maybe when you started your Scentsy business, where you were at, and being able to really reflect on all of the milestones that you've reached in X amount of time with your business. Throwback Thursday could also be something where, maybe you're throwing up one of your favorite warmers or a specific product in, maybe it's one that is no longer available, or one of your favorite products where you're just showing, some photos of, your favorite products. And then Feature Friday. So I like to look at this as an opportunity to feature other people. This or products, it could be a few different things. I know for Scentsy and our Facebook group community, on Fridays, a lot of times we'll feature content. So we'll have a Feature Friday, which showcases all of the amazing content that our Scentsy community creates as a way to inspire our other consultants to think about new ways to create. Another fun aspect of Feature Friday, when I think about, promoting other people, you could think about promoting your downline consultants, or I love this because we all want to support local. Think about how you can feature Friday where maybe you have a favorite coffee shop. And at this favorite coffee shop, they've allowed you to have maybe a little entry box at the cashier or a banner on their bulletin. And you want to give them a shout out for supporting you too. So that's a really great way to integrate and localize the experience for your audience in a way that every Friday, or any day that you decide that that's what you want to do, they are accustomed and conditioned to knowing that's what they can expect from your brand on that day. Self-care Saturday, I'm not, and I want to back up and say that it's one thing if you want to post every single day, that's great. But, let's all be honest, we're busy. Our lives are busy. If you want to post 3 times a week, that's awesome. If you want to post once a week, okay. But having some aspect of consistency will really, really help your audience understand how and when and what they can expect when they engage with you. So those self-care Saturdays, if you're somebody that decides you want to share content on Saturdays, if you're somebody that has looked through your Facebook analytics, your Instagram analytics, and you found that your users love engaging Saturday mornings, do it to it. I love a good self-care Saturday because, we finally made it to the weekend. We've got some space to think about ourselves. what are some ways that you can integrate how your product aligns with self-care? So for me, I love, coming home after a long day, turning on my Scentsy warmer, maybe while I'm cooking dinner, have that going, and then I can sit down next to it and just, start reading a good book. Even on a Saturday morning when I have my coffee at hand, maybe I've got my book and my dog next to me, and then I've got the summer smells of my Scentsy warmer. That's a great opportunity to snap a photo and share that with your audience and, advocate for them. Take a moment to relax, but you're also including your product and how you live amongst your product into your everyday life. And finally, for Sundays, I like to use Sunday best. So again, Sunday is a day of rest. If you want to go ahead and post on that day, awesome. If you're taking time off for you, even better. But Sunday best, that's going to be, again, that recognition. So identifying people on your team, heck, maybe even your family members that are exceptionally supportive of you and your business. Shout them out from the rooftops because they are worth their weight in gold. And those people that are, every day, whether they're buyers from you, they purchase your products, they're preferred customers, or they're, again, one of your family members that is always there to help you, pack things up and think about new ways to market your business. Recognition is always great. And I think I really can't stress enough, localizing the experience for these individuals by simply taking a photo and adding some text is so much fun because it really ingrains them into that experience. Now, I'm going to go over some of the holiday aspects, but before that, I do want to tease that we will be going through a live demo of the app and ways that you can create content that aligns with some of this. So definitely keep that in mind. So stay with us in that perspective. But the last thing that I want to share is, and many of you have probably seen this, it can be hard to keep up with some of these National Day of X. There's so many out there right now, but they're so fun at the same time. So I mentioned, Wednesday was Star Wars Day. So May the 4th be with you. So fun, so ironic. And let's be honest, May Day and, I should say May 1st is, everyone loves that Justin Timberlake meme, which I don't think it'll ever die. Justin Timberlake, It's Gonna Be May is here to stay for a very long time. And just when you think it's gonna die, like, no way, somebody on your newsfeed will post about it. So it's good to write those down on your calendar so you can be mindful of like, oh, here's a good way for me to be relevant on this day. But it's also great to think about and have forecasts of the different national holidays that come up. So we have Teachers Day, we've had Military Spouse Day, Saturday is going to be Kentucky Derby, you've got Friday the 13th, you've got Saturday the 14th is Dance Like a Chicken Day nationally, apparently, which is, hey, it's apparently a thing. Tuesday the 10th is, May 10th is Clean Your Room. So that's a great opportunity for those Scentsy cleaning products to really take the stage. Lost Sock Day, Mother's Day. I hope everyone is really not only taking time for themselves this weekend and focusing on moms, but also a really good day to just throw up a post that says, hey, thanks for being, an awesome mom, and shouting out to all the great moms out there. So I've included several of these national holidays as well as weekly holidays. So this week is National Nurses Week. We've got National Be Kind to Animals Week. And then we've got National Bike Week, Police Week, Emergency Medical Services Week. I'm including a link at the bottom, and this link right here to the holiday overview. This has all different types of national holidays. And you will find that some days include 1 to 2 to 3. I mean, some even had 5 different holidays. It's hard to try and create content for one thing. So I typically recommend pick something that is most relevant to you and focus on that as your content for the week. So I will be sharing this as a PDF. It is downloadable in the Google Drive that I shared earlier. But before I transition over to my phone to show you guys what it looks like to create content with Fodify, I am going to open up the floor to questions. So if you have some questions, you've got some things that you want to know before we dive in and I go into a live demo, please add those into the chat box and I will make sure to address those during our call. And here is that link there. All right. All right, don't be shy. I know we've got some questions out there. Okay. Now you should be seeing my phone screen here. We're going to run through that live demo. All right. So if you're already registered with the Scentsy plus Fodify platform, you will be very familiar with this screen. This is the home screen of our app and the starting place for all things content creation. So I want to focus on creating a simple graphic. We're going to have a customizable graphic that we'll create. And I think I'm going to go with a self-care Saturday. What we want to do with a self-care Saturday. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question. Thank you, Allison. So would you say to post more on personal versus your group page or both? It's a really great question. I don't want to give too generic of an answer in this, but I do stress the importance of knowing and understanding where your audience engages most. Now, I think that especially with having, personal and business pages, that it's easy enough to post to both. But my go-to answer for this is post to your business page and share to your personal page. So that way, at the same time, you're constantly creating and you're creating the funnel to get them to like your business page as well. But I definitely think that there's nothing wrong with adding that onto your personal page. All you would simply do is you post it to your Facebook business page or your Instagram business page, and then use that share feature to share onto your personal pages. I would also recommend if that person is interested and they're engaging, be like, hey, if you don't mind, give me a follow, building my business. And more often than not, people are there to support you. That's a great question. And thank you for that, Allison. All right, let's make some self-care Saturday content. So if you are new to Scentsy, this is where you get started with creating more customizable content. So this is not our templates feature. This is custom content. You can have so much fun with this. I mean, not that our templates aren't fun, but it's limitless what you can do with this. You have a bunch of different content here that is from home office. So all of these images you can share and create with. We've got Mother's Day, which, you know what? I think I'm going to do a Mother's Day post. I'm going to get ahead of Mother's Day this weekend. But if you want to share from your camera roll, maybe you took a few photos. Like I was saying earlier, on Saturday mornings, I'll have my Scentsy warmer next to me, my coffee, my book, and my dog. That is a great opportunity for me to just snap a photo of the experience and really bring people into what that looks like for me. You can also look from your albums. We've got stock photos. So when I mentioned something like Mother's Day, you have the ability to search hundreds and hundreds of thousands of royalty-free stock images. And essentially what that means is that all of these images are, they're royalty-free. So you can use them without there's no copyrights on them. So you're not going to get in trouble for using these images, but you can really get creative with what you want to choose here. And we'll save these for another time because I don't want to get you guys too in the weeds on that. So let's go back to Mother's Day. Love this photo, this sweet photo here. So we'll grab that. All right, strong woman. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. Love that. Very, very, very relevant. So what I'm going to do for this, so this is a Mother's Day post. I'm I am one of those people personally that when it comes to national holidays, especially when it comes to a memorial holiday, I'm not one to really like to put too much branding on it. I think that it's enough to show that it's coming from your page, but to really be respectful of the sentiment, not putting a bunch of logos on memorialized holidays, I think is it's a better route to go. And if you're second guessing it or you're questioning it, I think less is always more when it comes to that. So for Mother's Day, I'm going to hit over into the artwork here. And if you want to include a specific product, maybe you want to showcase some of the products that you gave your mom. We've got some Mother's Day content also available in here, but I wanted to take you into all of the stickers that we have and gifts. So love our gifts. They're so much fun. So I'm going to put one of these love right like that. Perfect. And then I want to put a small logo at the bottom. So I'm going to run over to logos right here. And you'll find that there's a lot of different logos in here. At the bottom, where you see in the bottom left-hand corner, there's that tiny little pencil. That basically means that this is a tokenized image. So where that pencil is means that content where it says name and consultant PWS, that's going to pre-populate. So hopefully I have mine updated on here. I'll select that. And if I want to edit, I can of course edit. So I will add my name. Again, if you have your tokens set up, that'll pre-populate for you. But if not, you can always edit after the fact too. Okay, now something I want to point out is this is not very viewable. It's hidden behind here. So what's important to always do is make sure that people are able to see your content. So with the Fodify stickers component, I'll select stickers. I'm going to grab this first white box and then I'm going to change the color. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to go to that eyedropper tool that is right underneath the tools word. And I'm going to look on the image on what color I want to match with. So I'm going to pick this beautiful blue that they have. Now, before I put it completely over this, I'm going to select apply. And in the upper right-hand corner of the selected element, I'll hit those 3 dots and say backward. So now I am able to see much better my Scentsy logo and my information. And so you can size that. It's super cute. You can edit the image as you want, kind of move around everything in the background. There we go. And maybe I'll make that a little bit smaller. There we go. And then I'm going to put at the top, Happy Mother's Day. Or dad, if I can type. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now what I love is that Fodify also gives you all the Scentsy brand fonts. So this is my favorite. I'm going to add this one in here. And I'm going to put that, where do I want to put that? Right here. So because you can't see it as well, I'm going to look at changing the color of this as well. So if I want to add something a little bit darker, or if I want to match another tone within here, maybe something a little bit darker on the image, or this pretty lavender, I can do so there. The other thing is if you get to a point where you're like, okay, I liked that before, but it doesn't work for me now, you can select it and remove it. So I'm going to add that Mother's Day up here. I want that to be the main focus. And then I'm going to go back to my artwork. I'm going to go back to gifts. Let's see where they at. And I'm going to find something a little bit smaller so that it fits within the graphic that I've created. And you can see there's so much content that you can choose from. Movement is definitely very popular. So I would definitely recommend, checking some of those out. If you see at the bottom, we also have Mother's Day gifts. So if you want to just select one of those, you can select that. I'm actually going to delete what I just created with text, and I can add that here in the corner. and I can build, I can remove, I can do all the fun stuff. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am actually going to save this as a project. So up in the upper left-hand corner, one icon in, I'll select this and post Mother's Day. So that way, if I want to come back to this, change out the image, maybe, put something more personalized in here, I can do so. You can do that with any of the templates that you create. It's super easy to just access and recreate there. So I'll select done. And now I'm going to go ahead and share this to more share options. And I'm going to share this to my desktop. So I'm going to save it for later. If you are using the content on here, you should also see that it is saving to your device. So you can see that I have that available on my phone directly. So then I can go into here, share to Facebook, and I can share feed, groups, or story. Or if you want to do that directly from the app, I can go to Facebook, go to my account. This will take you through the authentication process, and you can select your business page from there and you can post. So simple as that. I did notice at the last stage that this was a little bit too cropped. So I want to get those lines off. Let's see if I fix that. There we go. So I've just created a piece of content for Mother's Day that I will post on Mother's Day. And if you're part of our Facebook group, I will post it there so you can see it. But it really is that simple. And like I said, when you have a strategy in place, when you have an understanding of what you are to post on a weekly basis before you go into it, it makes it so much more simple to create than trying to create on the fly and, really stress about what do I post today? How do I post something today? It's definitely a good route to always be prepared and thinking ahead. So I'm going to check out some of the questions that we had. So I'm paying the monthly subscription, but when I try to add things, it wants to charge me. Summer, I'm going to add the support link in there because it definitely should not be doing that. I'm sorry, I won't be able to troubleshoot that here, but I've got a really awesome support team that would be more than happy to help you and figure that out, but it should not be charging you for that. Are you planning to have content in French? So yes, we do have different regions that we are a part of, and it should, let's see what region. I know we have Scentsy Europe. When you register and you go through the registration process, it's going to ask you which region to assign to. But I will say it's a great question. And if there's specific content that you want to see in French, or there's any other language that you would like to see, just ping us. We work hand in hand with the Scentsy home office team, but sometimes there's things that we miss and it's not on purpose. We really appreciate when you bring that to our attention. Awesome. Lexi, thank you. Thank you. I'm so happy that you found that valuable. Yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of content calendars. And like I said, this is just a guide. If you want to come in here and you want to just, do something different on Mondays, or maybe rather than Throwback Thursday, you've got tips on Thursdays. I just want you guys to be thinking about how much less stress you'll go through on a day-to-day basis when you have your whole month planned out. And so what I'd recommend is, somewhere around, the third week of the month, start working on the next month. You can start filling out this calendar. So even if you don't get ahead on scheduling content, at least you have an idea of what you're going to be posting that day. So when you sit down and you've got that 10 minutes to create something, post it, it's like, oh, okay, today is National Clean Your Room Day, and here's what I'm going to create. What I also found with content calendars is that it really pushes me to be more creative with the type of content that I create. And so I can have fun with it, because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun, especially when you're talking about things like Star Wars Day and Teachers Day. These are fun things. So definitely just a really good guide, and really can't stress enough, localized content, Celebrate, the people that are local and around you. Celebrate the people that support you. Celebrate those local businesses that you frequent, that, give yourself and them some cross promotional opportunities. And you'd be surprised at how many are more than open to promoting you as well. We had a question from Rick. He said, can the images be made clickable? So great question, Rick. Images cannot be made clickable. So we, especially on Instagram, unfortunately, Instagram does not have that ability unless you have a business page. But you can't even allow the links on Instagram. So definitely include those links in the description. And if you're going to post links on Instagram, add those into your bio. Great question. Let's see. Is the social media engagement calendar in Fodify? Kathy, no, it is not, but that's a really good idea. We can definitely think about having that available. And I might be speaking out of context here because I know we have some calendars. Let me quickly show you guys this. So while they're not something, and I would recommend doing this on a computer, you don't even have to have it on a computer. You can jot this down in a notebook. In the Scentsy plus Fodify app, we do have the means, and hopefully you guys can see this here. There we go. So if you go into templates and you scroll over to calendars, you can see we have a bunch of different calendars available here. So we've got our 2022 calendars loaded. If I want to select on May, I can do so here. I think what these calendars are better used for is if you want to add, say, a quick text of like when something is launching, or if you want to go ahead and create this, add it, and then have this as something you can edit, whether you print it out or something like that. I think that's the best route. But as far as having something that you can edit as a calendar in the app, not at this point. I think you will have a better user experience, if you will, if you jot it down on paper or use a desktop to do that. But that's a great question. And Kathy, I'm going to take that back to the team anyways, because I think content calendars are something we're realizing a lot of people are wanting. So what I might do is create a calendar that you guys can actually fill in. The only thing is that with Google Docs, not everyone has Google Docs. So I'll workshop through some ideas on how that can work. But in the very least, I can start creating these and post them into the Facebook group so that you guys are able to utilize them. Great questions today. Absolutely. All right, what else y'all got for me? Any other fun questions that we can go over today? And again, let's see, Summer, please do reach out to our support team. I'm sorry that you're experiencing that and want to make sure we get that resolved for you as quickly as possible. All right, well, it is dinner time, folks. I appreciate everybody joining us this afternoon. Again, I'm calling in from the East Coast. I'm over here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and my name is Angelique Bolding. So if you ever have any questions or want to connect, please do. I am available on the Facebook group page and really love engaging and getting to chat with each and every one of you. So keep your ideas flowing, add your ideas there, give us all the feedback. We love to learn and really improve this product as something that benefits each and every one of you. So good night and stay well.